Today on the Diz List, we revisit our top 5 must-dos for first-timers.
Welcome to the Diz List, the podcast that lists everything in Walt Disney World. I'm Nick.
And I'm Rob, and today we are going to go back in time a little bit, and we're going to revisit an older episode that was a request from someone on TikTok. I'll get to that in a second, but actually, no, let's talk about that right now. Why not? So user Mama K, so shout out to Mama K on TikTok. And we do have a separate family over on TikTok that comments all the time, and a lot of them actually are students.
Yeah, I know.
Mama K reached out and asked this great question. And at work the other day, Nick and I were talking. I showed him this comment. I said, "Look what I found. This is actually really interesting." So Mama K referred to, was it episode 43? I don't have it written down.
Episode 43. It was from April 26th of 2023.
And she asked if our first-timer must-dos have changed at all since that episode. So we both went back and listened, which is funny for a lot of reasons. I have some comments on some things I said that I am going to revisit in the second half of the show. I'm sure you do too. But I thought that was a really interesting thing to look at. When we're now at episode 202, so we've done this a lot. So it actually seems like it's organic that we look at something that we have done and we sort of evolve and see what's changed. And like, for example, one thing that I mentioned, I don't know if this made you laugh too, I'm talking about Genie Plus. And I'm like, okay, I mean, how far can we go back to get something dated like that where, oh my gosh, that doesn't even exist anymore. You know what I mean? So I thought that was kind of funny. What were your thoughts going back in time and listening to that old episode?
So listening to that episode was kind of fun just because of a couple things. One, the evolution of our sound.
Yeah.
Like very clearly we had the old picky mics.
I know, I am too.
Because I was like, oof, that's not good. But then I also, during the episode in the opening, we were talking about DVC changing the cabins at Fort Wilderness.
Yeah.
And I was complaining that they were taking away a family option and putting in more DVC that was going to be more expensive. And here we are 3 years later, and those cabins aren't selling. Those points aren't selling because of that money grab that they tried to pull. And I secretly wonder if they kind of wanted to do that in the first place because now they can charge a little bit more for those cabins because they have all this inventory and points, but they own the points still because they can't sell them. Like the dues there are ridiculous. They're a restricted resort. I think that maybe when they open the lodge there, Lakeshore Lodge, I think that perhaps they're going to roll that into the same trust. So we'll see. But it was wild listening to that and thinking, yeah, I still kind of think the same thing.
Yeah. And a lot of, not a lot, probably half my list is the same, half has changed. But I think people enjoy hearing us sort of look at what we did and how we would adjust. I am currently going off of the hotspot on my phone because my internet is down. I was telling Nick before we started, I had a tractor come by our house and took out our cable line. So we arrived home on Thursday and there was just a wire in our yard. I thought at first it was a power line. I panicked at first, but no, it was just our cable. And so fingers crossed, knock on wood, that my phone is going to pull this off okay. But we're hoping for the best. So there's something that's new in our other lives. And another thing I wanted to talk about is we had this meeting the other day at school, and Nick gets up in front of everybody, and this is funny. And the one woman that's also presenting hands Nick a microphone, and he goes, "I don't need a mic." So I was wondering, Nick, can you put your mic aside and talk so loud that everyone can still hear you who tunes into the podcast?
I'm pretty sure I could.
To be fair, though, he didn't need a mic, and I would be the same way. We both have these. I mean, once you teach for a while, you have this teacher voice that really projects, and we have deeper male voices too that really cut through and carry. So he got up there and he didn't need a mic.
No,
So
that
I'm not
auditorium's-
making fun of you. I just thought as soon as you said that, I go, my God, if you didn't have a mic on the podcast, could our listeners over in Europe hear him? Like, are you that loud?
Probably. That's funny though, because like she went to hand me the microphone. I was like, I don't need a microphone. Like this is,
And
like,
I
it's not
immediately
that big.
thought,
It's not that big of a room.
good anecdote for the podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's funny.
I thought you'd like that. Sometimes I got to surprise you with these things. It's your reaction's better.
Well, I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
I know.
So, yeah.
Well,
because it could have gone a lot of different ways.
I know.
So, what do we got for news this week?
The first one I read this morning, and this is definitely up your alley, mine too. But I saw that it looks like Disney Plus is working on a documentary on the Polynesian villas and bungalows. I don't.
Yep.
All I saw was the headline. I didn't read it. Do you know any additional info?
I read a little bit about it, and I think that's pretty much all I know too. Is that it's like a kind of like Imagineering, the Imagineering series, but for the resort instead of for just the.
Oh,
like
is
the
it part of
rides.
that series that Dwayne Johnson produces, the Behind the Attraction?
I don't know if it's part of the same series.
Okay.
To be honest with you.
All right.
I mean, it could be this week. By the way,
Yeah.
this coming week we're gonna have a lot of news.
Oh yeah, and we had a lot this week too.
One of our patrons is going.
Yes. Oh, and speaking of which, in our Patreon episode today, which we're going to record after this, our theme for that is going to be Mandalorian. So the brand new Mandalorian overlay is starting soon. I think they're doing cast member previews. This is why our friend of the show, Eric from Ear Scout, sent a report on kind of his thoughts, and that's going to be the topic of conversation. And I'm going to talk about the movie a little bit. So I went to go see the movie yesterday. I did not go in our hometown because a lot of times there's crazy teens jumping over the seats and doing swan dives. No exaggeration. That's real. That's what happens in our town. So we went to the good theater. We watched The Mandalorian, and it was great. I really enjoyed it. You will too. So I'll get into that a little bit more on our Patreon show. So just wanted to share that first. That, you know, I will say this too. I saw mixed reviews before I went. I'm sure you did too.
Well. Yeah.
I don't know why. It was so much fun. I really liked it. So, you know, and I'm critical too when I see those movies. There's Star Wars movies I don't like, and I will tell you I don't like them, and I'll tell you why I don't like them. But I went in, you know, with an open mind. This could be good. This could be bad. It was a blast. It was a lot of fun. It's fun for the whole family.
Good.
Next one. This is really cool. So they opened up Animation Courtyard in Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
They have a lot of these little sculptures or statuettes around. I don't want to explain every single one. I mean, it's just boring to do. If you go online and look at the pictures of them, it's really cool. But the best part was the light up hat in the courtyard. Did you see that?
So yesterday, my wife says to me, "Oh my God." I was like, "What?" She's like, "Look at this." Turns around her phone and shows me the pictures of it and shows me like the it was a reel. And I was like, "Oh my goodness." And she's like, I've never been so happy that we actually purchased the hard ticket event, because we bought the after hours one. So we're definitely going to be there during the night to watch or to see all those things.
And you know, there'll be a photo pass person set up there too. There's gotta be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, it's going to be awesome. I mean, between that and Toy Story Land at night.
Oh my, Toy Story Land at night is awesome.
So yeah, we're excited.
I love it. Yep. And I have a similar story where I showed phone to my wife and kids because I was so excited to see the Electric Mayhem perform.
Oh yeah, I know,
Can
right?
you imagine? And I have, and you have too. At the parks, we've seen live Muppets performing over in Liberty Square. We've seen it, but getting to see the Electric Mayhem play, like, it was so awesome.
Yeah.
And then they had other characters come up. Scooter came up and Kermit, and it was great. Like, I just really enjoyed. I haven't watched the whole thing all the way through. I'm sure it's online somewhere, the entire performance, which I am going to watch. But we were a little busy yesterday, and obviously we went to go see the movie. But I'm going to try to get a minute to watch that today and to really take in that performance, because I love the Muppets. I know you do too. Large amount of our listeners are really into the Muppets too. We always get positive feedback. Whenever we do a Muppets video and I post it on TikTok, like we get like thousands of views. So we're not the only ones who love the Muppets. So we have some fans out there. So we're with you. We love the Muppets. I think, unless you have anything else news wise, do you have anything else news? I mean, there's a lot, but nothing major.
I mean, not really anything pressing other than, 2 days from now, we're going to have a whole bunch of openings.
Yep. So. Well, at this point, let's throw in, the other day you showed me a message. Would you want to talk about the message that we were going to read on the show before we go to halftime?
Yeah, absolutely. So we got a new patron this week, and normally, like, I don't go off and be like, oh, this is the new patron we got. But Brian and Shane sent me one of the greatest messages back. That was, because I always like send a message just saying, thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoy everything. Don't be shy. Make sure you let us, know what you want to hear, and we'll try to do it. So I get this message back, and it says, "Thank you for the countless hours of entertainment you've given us. Me, Brian, and my 9-year-old son, Shane, discovered the show 3 years ago while looking for something to listen while snow blowing," which, trust me, I get that.
Me too. I don't do podcasts though. I usually listen to like Megadeth because I'm so fired up when I'm keep going.
It says, "I've been hooked ever since. About a year ago, I introduced Shane to it, and he was instantly all in. Since then, we've gone back and listened to every episode."
Unreal.
He said they skipped a few because they're like, 9-year-old son doesn't really care about packing.
That's fine too.
Yeah. And then it says, "I promised him that once we got caught up on the podcast, I'd become a patron. He set a goal for us to be fully caught up by episode 200, and we did it."
Wow.
He said listening to episode 199 the day before 200 was released. Now we plan on working our way through the back catalog of Patreon episodes.
Wow.
Your show has become something we look forward to listening to, often pausing to comment on your list or make our own. That is legitimately like exactly why we did this.
Yeah.
Like we want people to make their own lists. It's so cool. And then he gave me 2 lists. He said,
great.
He said, Brian is mustard, mayo, ketchup. Shane is ketchup. Mustard.
Wait. No, mustard is 1 or mustard is 3, and ketchup is 1.
He's going. I mean, I think it's mustard is 1, mayo 2, ketchup 3.
I disagree.
And then
I think he needs to get back to us and be specific. And then, I think you're wrong here.
You think well, either way, then Shane is.
It's 3, 2, 1.
Oh, maybe ketchup. Shane is ketchup, mustard, never mayo.
See that I don't like either. Either way, so this goes out to you two. This is awesome. So this is a special shout out for you two, and get back to us and let me know which is 3, 2, and 1.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna head off to the halftime show, which is brought to you by our patrons and our partners, who we're affiliates of, which is over at Keyholder Vacations. The three main ones are Unlock Magic, which you can get great deals on tickets. I use them every single time that I purchase tickets. DVC Rental Store, which is a phenomenal way to try out DVC before you buy DVC, or, it's a cheaper way to get deluxe accommodations. You pretty much can stay deluxe for the price of staying in a moderate. And also, if you are looking to plan a vacation, you can check in with our friends over at BR Guest Vacations. And I will have links for these places down in the show notes. But we're going to head off to the halftime show, and we'll see you right after that. I also wanted to mention that I forgot to mention this when we were talking about Brian and Shane.
Yeah.
It's another Brian.
I know, we got a lot of Brians and a lot of J names.
7.
That's great.
7 Brians.
Jeez, let's get 7 more.
Yeah. Oh, and another new patron this week who is a math teacher as well.
What?
Yeah, Julianne.
Oh, cool. Welcome.
So they were saying that they teach middle school math, so they feel for you about the middle school stuff.
Well,
so
this time of the year, I think I can say this in front of everybody here. This time of year, if you teach anywhere from grades K through 8, their energy level is very high and it is very difficult during this time of year. So if you are a teacher in any of those grades, I understand. We're almost done.
well,
so
pretty much everybody except for those of us in New York are done.
Oh yeah, so, that's true. Yeah, we're later. So happy summer to everybody.
Yep.
Long time ago, we were both first-time visitors to Disney. You more recently, me probably in the late 70s, early 80s. We were first-timers at Disney. And you could look at this in a couple different ways, too, as far as first-timers go. And we can look at it through a couple different lenses. My first time going, I was very, very young. So a lot of the things we're going to talk about, I had really no say in. But for you were going to go once ever. So famously, there's a story where Nick, I'll let you tell it because I just love it that you can admit you were wrong for once because you're never wrong. So please tell the story and make me feel good.
So my first time was 2019. We were planning a trip, and I told Rob, all the stuff we were planning to do. Of course, back then, when you plan trips, you did stuff like 180 days in advance, if you remember.
Oh yeah.
So like we were making like our food reservations 6 months in advance, and then we were making back then it was Fast Pass, making our Fast Pass reservations and stuff like that. Your 3 free Fast Passes per day,
not Genie Plus.
Yeah, it was before even Genie Plus. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm talking to Rob about it, and I was like, oh, we're just gonna do everything because like we're only going once, and he just started laughing. And I was like, what? He's like, you're not going once.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, I'm going once, man. I'm doing it big, so I don't have to experience it again. I'm not a big travel guy. I'm not doing it. I got back, and I immediately went to Rob, and I was like, you're right.
I had to write it down. Like, there's not a lot of times where...
Yeah. July of 2019, I was wrong.
You're not wrong very often. I go to you because you're the encyclopedia. My friend Chris, the drummer in my band, is like that too. He's a human encyclopedia. So here's what we did here. We had a request from a fan on TikTok, and she asked about our older episode and things to do for the first time. And I went back and re-listened, looked, and I wrote down all the different things that I had. Nick looked at the things that he had, and we're going to, at least I am going to say what I had before, and if I'm sticking with it, or if I'm going to make a change. So for my number 5, what I went on my original list was get a classic snack, which cool. That sounds good. But like, given all these other things that I think I would want to do, I don't even think that even matters anymore. Like, the classic snacks are good, but to me, I remember saying in the episode that I said, well, let's just take for granted that you're going to all 4 parks. No, let's make that one of the things that you need to do. So I'm getting rid of classic snack and I'm adding visit all 4 parks and get to know the vibe of those parks. Because looking at them on a commercial or on YouTube, you get the idea, but it's different when you walk into those parks. It's like visiting Europe or a foreign country. The vibe is just so different, and you need to go there to really experience it. And my last bit with that, with going to all 4 parks, is don't feel like you have to do everything. Do what you can do, take it all in, experience it, because you'll be back. Just like Nick, you'll be back again. So that's my advice for my number 5 is, a classic snack, great. Dole Whip, sure. Those are things that I put on another tier. Those are not like my top 5. That would be much later on. Would I put it on my honorable mention? Sure. So that's mine. Make sure you get to all 4 parks. Build time in between to rest. That is my number 5. How about you?
I think that's a great switch. When I went, and I switched my 5 too, a little bit. So my number 5 was you have to go over to Disney Springs. You just have to
Yes.
go and see all of the shops and do that. And now I think that really what I meant there, I think at the time, and what I still believe is more important, is to take a day at your resort, take a break day.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't have to be Disney Springs. In fact, I would say it's probably better if you don't go over there and you just spend a whole day at your resort. So for me, I'm switching that. I'm going to say no more. You don't have to go to Disney Springs, but you do have to take a day to get to know your resort. Much for the same reason you just mentioned, right? You said like getting to know the vibe. Each resort is its own thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Its own place.
Every one of
When
them.
you're at the Poly, you definitely feel like you're in, you know, the in Hawaii, let's say.
Well,
in
you would
Polynesia.
know.
Yeah, I mean,
You've been there.
It's similar as far as, but it's turned up like to the kitsch side of things. You know, when you're over at Beach Club, like it's a different vibe there. It's a different vibe at the Contemporary. It's a way different vibe at Animal Kingdom. And there are certain resorts that I think spending a day is easier. Like, I'm not sure, for instance, that if I'm at the Contemporary, that I'm in need of a resort day, because quite honestly, in the backyard of your resort is Magic Kingdom. So
Yeah,
you might
right.
just walk over there. But like over at Animal Kingdom, a resort day is like, if you don't do a resort day, you're kind of doing it wrong. Because it's so amazing.
Well, there's so
over
much
there.
to do. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, over at the boardwalk, over at Beach Club in that same area, like those resort days can be so much fun. Enjoy the pool, enjoy the activities that they have over at your resort. So my number 5, I'm switching over to having a resort day.
Well, you made me think there too. Even if you are at Yacht and Beach Club, which are different resorts but still the same resort, the vibe there, we'll call it the same vibe because it's sort of the same place, right? Even if you walk like 100 yards over to to the boardwalk, completely different vibe there. It's a little bit more fun. It's a little bit more like party, and it is kind of like a boardwalk in New Jersey. I don't know if that's specifically what they're trying to model it after.
I think it's Atlantic City they want to.
That's what it reminds me of. So it's, even though you're so close, you have the ability to go over and experience that other place and that other vibe. Okay. My number 4, I'm going to tie this in a little bit with yours here. And what my number 4 was ride the monorail, period. We're just going to add to that a little bit. And you suggested this, and it was Disney transportation in general, to ride the different fun modes of transportation at Disney. So monorail, I put ferry or boats. There's a lot of different boat rides that you can do in the different resorts. They're all great. They're all fun.
Yep.
Which we've experienced. Even at night was one of the coolest ones when we rode the boat across over to, I guess we went from Magic Kingdom over to Grand Floridian at first, but just being out in the water and seeing the lights was just so cool. Skyliner, you can see so much if it's your first time, seeing all the different resorts, just riding the Skyliner around and seeing what that is like. And you know what I'm going to include here? I'm going to include the People Mover. It's transportation. You're going somewhere, but then you end up back in the same spot. But yeah, I mean, I guess you could say the same thing too for the monorail, but and then a bus, maybe. Bus isn't awful. Like, I don't mind it. It is what it is, but I think, let's get back to your previous one. I want to latch on to what you did previously, is see the different resorts. If you're at the Contemporary and you get on the monorail, you can ride around and visit the different resorts that are on that monorail loop for Magic Kingdom. You can see what the vibe is. You can go and get a meal over at Ohana. You can go over and check out how amazing the pool is over at Grand Floridian. You know what I mean? It's a really easy way for you to just visit and check out some other resorts. And it's not like you have to do a long walk or get on the bus or go to Disney Springs. So
you love that pool over at Grand Floridian.
I do. I don't know why. That resort, it's very fancy and posh, and I'm just this punk rock hardcore heavy metal guy, and I don't know, it's like, I feel like if I walked in there, everyone would be like, who's this guy with the tattoos? Like, it's, I don't know. But I love their pool. I just feel like I would be a fish out of water there, but that's just
So
me.
oddly enough, when I was listening last night and we started talking and we were talking about transportation, or we as in 3 years ago, us, which is
Correct.
we're talking about the transportation, and I ranked my Disney transport,
Mhm.
and just as a show of like how we evolve, I ranked it monorail, boat, Skyliner. I am the complete opposite now.
Mm-hmm.
Skyliner is my number one, then a boat, then a monorail. And here's another thing that I talked about that I'm going to fix this summer. Finally, I'm going to write it down and not miss this. I never, when we've been in Epcot, I've never taken the boat like across the
Oh,
World
me
Showcase.
neither, ever.
And we talked about it on that show, and I was like,
I still-
next time I'm going to do it, and we still never do it.
You know,
I'm doing it.
That's funny because when we were there in Christmas, I brought it up. I go, we gotta take the boat. And I don't remember what happened or what got in our way of doing it. I think the boat wasn't there or something. It was docked on the other side. But like, I thought of that too, because that's one of those things, very few things we've never done.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you brought that up because my brain went to the same place.
Because on episode 43, I was like, oh, I want to do this. And then I also went on to say, yeah, we could get an up close look at the water tacos. Because at the time, those were there.
Well, there's a different kind of taco I would like in the Mexican pavilion. I love those over there.
Absolutely. So my number 4 on the show was open and close a park.
Mm-hmm.
And I mentioned like you need to open one and you need to close one, not marathon open to close. I don't think that's a must do, but I think everybody on their first trip needs to open a park and needs to close a park. Now, personally, I think if you're going to close a park, you should be closing down either Hollywood Studios or Magic Kingdom, because Hollywood Studios, you could do Fantasmic, and when you're walking out of Fantasmic and it's closing down, like it's just really surreal coming down that street, down the boulevard. And then Magic Kingdom is just like, obviously, it's just so remarkable to be there late at night. And I don't mean, by the way, closing down like, oh, the fireworks are done, leave. I mean, you're closing it down. Like you're going fireworks and then go do your thing. And then, then close it. Like when it closes an hour after the fireworks. But I do think you need to do it. Like, I think that you need to, like the opening thing, I think you need to rope drop. And if you're on property, you need to do the 30 minutes early. It's just such a unique thing to Disney. The way that like you're waiting in line to wait in line, right? It's weird, but we do it because we're saving ourselves. We're saving ourselves some time. So I think opening and closing a park is a must do.
I will maybe talk about that again later.
Okay.
So I won't comment now because commenting is we'll see.
Okay.
My number 3 is what I had previously was stroll around World Showcase. I don't think that necessarily needs to be on my list anymore. It's important. It's great. It's one of our favorite things to do, but I don't necessarily think it's one of those 5 things you have to do the first time. It may just be something that just happens either way, but there's still some things I would put a little bit higher up there. And what I'm putting on my list is, depending on what park you're in and if it's available to you, is see a parade. So the parade, especially there's multiple in Magic Kingdom, and they just added that nighttime parade. Oh my gosh. Have you even seen it yet? Have you seen
seen videos or seen it?
No, the Starlight. Have you been there to see the Starlight parade yet?
No, I'm going this summer for it.
It's incredible. So I'm changing out World Showcase because it's just going to happen. It'll be on the list, but later. But these are the things that I think if you're going for the first time, you need to experience like these things. And for me, it's see one of those parades. They're multiple times during the day, or even like one of those little performances that it's special that happens, or like even seeing Kevin over at Animal Kingdom. So I'm going to loop in parade and maybe like the show at the castle, all those like little special things that happen throughout the day. So I think that's very, very important. And it's hard for me to say to take World Showcase off the list, but do you understand what I'm saying?
I do. I do.
I think that's just like so specific is stroll around World Showcase, and I want to just go bigger here with this one. So yeah, that's my number 3. I'm making a change there.
Yeah.
What do you have for 3?
My number 3 was all 4 parks, which you've already mentioned, right?
Yep.
All 4 parks.
Yeah, that could be higher on mine too.
Yeah. So I still believe that it's something you have to do, all 4 parks. I think that what I would amend is that when I say all 4 parks, I think that you need to have multiple days for certain parks. So I think you need to have 2 days for Epcot and you need to have 2 days for Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
So I think it's really tough to do all 4 parks correctly in just 4 days. You can definitely do Animal Kingdom in a day. You can definitely do Hollywood Studios in a day. I think you would struggle to really see what all you need to see in Epcot or Magic Kingdom in one day. So I would my addendum would be that all 4 parks done properly. So you need 6 days.
Sure.
I think to do all 4 parks properly.
Yeah, and I think if you do it that way, we always recommend to have like a rest day. But if you're doing Epcot in 2 days, you don't need to go hard open to close. You could do 2 3/4 days or a big gap in the middle of the day, and that would be fine too, right?
And yeah, and this also changes, like if you have park hopper and you're staying like in an Epcot area or a monorail area resort, then it makes things a little bit easier where maybe you don't need 2 full days at Magic Kingdom or 2 full days at Epcot because you have park hopper. And so in the evening you can jump over into World Showcase or you can go over into Magic Kingdom. So I do think that it changes if you have park hopper, but yeah, I don't think you can. It's tough to see everything in 4 days, and I agree. The resort day idea that I had for number 5 needs to be paired with this, right? Make it a 7-day vacation. Go like 3 day off, 4, or maybe it's when you couple in too. My number 4 of close down the park, like the day after you close down a park, sleep in, make that your resort day.
I'm just thinking of this. If you were to measure all the parks, which one is the largest? If you go from Spaceship Earth all the way back to Italy, that's got to be the biggest amount of ground to cover.
Yeah, Epcot's probably the big. I mean, footprint wise, technically it's Animal Kingdom,
but that's not somewhere you can physically walk.
Right, but I would say Epcot is the biggest.
Okay,
most walking.
And if you think about that too, that's another reason to split that up into multiple days, especially if you're on a hot day, it's 100 degrees and you want to make the trek and go all the way around the whole thing. That's going to be hard.
Yeah. I mean, you remember what Epcot stands for?
Everyone gets tired first. No, what was it? It doesn't even fit.
Every person comes out tired.
There you go. Anyway. My number 2, you mentioned a little bit earlier too, but I'm going to add some stuff in that you didn't mention. My number 2 is rope drop, and then not necessarily close out, but see a nighttime show. So see the fireworks, hopefully see Phantasmic, unless you're cursed like me. And every single time you go to see it, it is either a lightning storm, a rainstorm, or there's no more room left for you to go, or some kid is tired and we can't go to it. Like no matter what happens, Ear Scouts Rob was with me one time and he's like, well, you haven't seen Phantasmic. And I think there was a crazy storm that night too. So we ended up doing something else because they came over the PA and said they were not showing it again. So anyway, hopefully go and see that one, see one of the nighttime shows. But I wanted to mention a couple funny things from my original list. I had rope drop on there. I added see a nighttime show to it, which was obviously similar to yours, open and close. But I talk about Genie Plus. This just made me laugh. And I was just thinking, Genie Plus, it's not even a thing anymore. But one of the things I mentioned is that this made me laugh too. I said, you can walk right back. So if you're there for rope drop, you can walk right back to Frozen, and it's going to be a short wait, and no one will be in line. That's not true at all. When you rope drop, there's so many people that funnel into that line. You're going to have a wait. You're just choosing to do that one first. Like when we tried to rope drop Guardians of the Galaxy, we still waited like an hour and a half and right at rope drop, and we had early entry and everything. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's a shorter wait. You can just kind of, I mean, it could be by a little bit, but I'm just wanted to say that that's a correction. It's not no wait at all. So just so you know,
I would actually venture a guess to say that potentially Frozen would be a lightweight if you were doing rope drop during early entry, because I think there's two types of people going to Remy and people going to Cosmic Rewind.
Yeah.
And so you might be okay. Now, that's not how I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to go to Cosmic Rewind if I'm in the front. I'm going to go to Remy if I'm in the back. But, you know. And we actually, just recently, the Ear Scouts released a show that Eric and Rob tested out that theory.
Front of the park, back
front
of
the park, back of the park.
Yeah, it's great.
And so that was kind of an interesting thing. Also, I think, was it on that show that they revealed? No, it wasn't that show. I don't think that he revealed how you can go into the back of the park without having a reservation there, or was that something?
Yes,
else
it was. Yeah, he talked about how you can go to Hollywood Studios and get on the Skyliner and go or walk.
I couldn't remember if it was that show that had done it, but yeah.
What you don't want to do is you don't want to go to one of the resorts and lie and because you're going to get caught. So if that's your thought process, is lying and going to Boardwalk or Yacht and Beach Club, they're going to figure it out. Everything is digital. Don't do that, folks. It's not going to work.
I mean, you can make a reservation, but nothing's open.
Right. But you can't tell them, oh, I'm staying here, or, oh, I have a reservation here. It's not going to work.
I mean, you can tell them, but it's not going to end well usually.
Nope. Good luck.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So
your number 2.
My number 2, and I stand by this to this day, and I think this is a must do, even if it's not your first time, and that is Memory Maker. Memory Maker is something that I don't think I'll ever go without. Is it an add-on? Of course, right? You know, you start getting into the $180 or whatever it is. It's a lot, but when you consider, if you're there for a week, all the stuff that comes with that, all the attraction photos, all the pictures of your children meeting characters, all of the family pictures in front of the park weenies, whether it's the castle or the tree of life or the spaceship Earth, doesn't matter what it is, right? When you think about the value, that's actually something that I think still actually legitimately has value at Disney, because you also own the rights to those photos. Like, they are yours. You have the digital photos. You can print them out how you want. Are some of the PhotoPass photographers college kids who probably just learned how to pick up a camera, a month ago? Sure. But then you have real photographers. You have people like Eric, who are legitimate photographers.
Yeah, he's great.
Right?
Yeah.
You have people who have been doing it for years and years and years. There's a couple guys I follow on Instagram who are like big, really good photographers who are PhotoPass people. They're like, they've retired to Florida, and their job, that's what they do for their job. They do that for their extra money or whatever, their extra retirement money. So
I might want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get some high quality stuff. So for me, number 2, Memory Makers. Not to mention, by the way, you get the ride photos, so all of it. Memory Maker.
That is my number 1.
All right,
it's my favorite, and I've always been very outspoken about how special that is. In a second, I'm going to share a story that I'm going to reiterate from our previous episode that I think was very important. So I want to also discuss this too. When you get Lightning Lane, Okay, when you get Lightning Lane Multipass, one of the things that comes with that is on-ride photos, which is great. Okay, it seems like a great deal. Here's what you don't get. You don't get the, photos in front of the castle. Okay, you don't get photos in front of Spaceship Earth. All those things are not part of that. So back to what Nick says, how it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it, because you get some on-ride photos, but not every ride has one of those things. And we have a tradition in our family that every time we go, we get a family photo in front of either the castle or Spaceship Earth, and then we put that on the wall to represent how many trips that we've been on, that we can keep track. But this one's a big one for me here. I realize phones these days, you can flip around and do selfie mode, but it's not as nice because somebody's head is huge and you get an arm in the shot, and technology hasn't perfected the selfie at this point. But what I said on that previous episode was, when I look back at my photos from the 80s, my photos from you know what I'm talking about, because you just listened to the episode.
I just listened to the episode.
Yeah,
and I agree with
I really feel like this is a good point here. Is all my photos from Disney, not all, there's one exception, but has me, my sister, and my mom. Okay, there's 4 of us. My dad went every time with us too, but my dad was never in the picture because my dad was always the one taking the picture. So my dad took the photo, and it's me and my mom and my sister, and that's great. But I wish I had my dad in the picture too. So one of the benefits here is that years from now, you're going to appreciate paying that money, because you're going to have your whole party in the picture. And that's what's really special too. And no, we're not being paid by Disney Photo Pass or Memory Maker, but we just really, really, really enjoy it. So that's my take on that one. So I'll let Nick get to his number 1, because I could talk about Photo Pass all day. So go ahead, give us your, go ahead.
I agree 100% about the fact that like everybody's in the picture now. You know what I mean? Yep. Like that's a big part of it.
There is one photo with my dad in it. I don't know who took the photo, but I do have one, and it's at Epcot in Japan. See, I know exactly the picture. I have it in my head, and my dad's wearing a Yankees hat. He's not really even a baseball guy, but see, I remember. I remember. Anyway.
Well, it's easy to remember when there's only one, right?
Yes, so, right.
So my number 1 had been fireworks, and I'm going to change that to parades.
Oh, great.
I think the parade is much less stress. You do not need to fight your way to a certain spot. While fireworks are super important, I think, and a part of your experience at Disney is about the fireworks, sure. I think that a more unique thing, because fireworks are just, you can see fireworks anywhere pretty much, and I get that they're not quite the same as Disney's, but I really believe that a parade is so much less stress, and it's so much more unique to Disney, that I believe that it should be a must do. Is you need to find time to do a parade, whether that be, and I think the daytime parade is obviously super important, because it's like got all the IP and the characters and stuff. But like, I do think that the nighttime parade would be fine as well. So Starlight is and honestly, any of the parades doesn't even have to be a formal parade, but just stop and watch. You know what I mean? Stop, sit back, enjoy, take it all in. Watch your kid like see their favorite character walk by and see their eyes light up. You don't have to watch the parade. Watch your kid watch the parade. Watching your kid watch the parade is ridiculous.
Seeing a kid wave at a character and having them wave back. They waved at me. They waved, and the cast members are so good at that.
Yeah.
They know how much that means to kids to wave and say hello. It's a big deal.
So that's my number 1, is taking in a parade, because I feel it's less stressful than what I said the first time, which was the fireworks. So that's where I'm at.
Great.
I did want to have an honorable mention really quickly and say that I do think that experience it, because you know me, I went this whole show and didn't say anything about food. But I do think that having on your first trip some sort of a unique dining experience is important. whether that be Chef Mickey's, which is not something I would typically recommend somebody to go to because I don't think it's great food.
Well, it's a good one to start with, though.
But it's a very good one for like characters, to see.
Yeah.
Going to a character meal is something that is uniquely Disney. So I do want to put that in an honorable mention.
Sure.
So.
I have one honorable mention too, and that is when you arrive, if you're at Disney Springs, you can get one of these, or you can get them at any of the guest relations at the entrance, and that's getting a first visit button, because cast members notice that. Sometimes they'll even give you something special, or someone welcoming you is just kind of a nice thing. I wouldn't put it on my top 5, but I felt like it was a good honorable mention tip just to let people know that it's something you can get, and sometimes extra special magic can happen.
Yeah,
and
a little bit of pixie dust.
Exactly. And I won't say specifically because it doesn't always happen, but something a cast member could point you out and something great could happen. So just as a tip, I would recommend getting one of those buttons. And we always get them for our anniversary, because a lot of times my wife and I are there first week of August, and we've been there for our anniversary probably 6 or 7 times, and people will always congratulate us, and I'll wear that button around. Usually I put it on my backpack, so it's not like on my shirt. And the I'm celebrating, or the happy birthday, all those things it's worth doing. For one, it's a cool free souvenir. For another, just because you do get greeted sometimes like, oh, happy birthday, how old are you? Or they probably don't say that to adults, but they'll say it to the kids, how old are you now? Those kinds of things. And it's unique. It's fun. Right. And sometimes that you do get some extra pixie dust. I mean, that's not a guarantee, but sometimes it happens. It might even just be getting the better seat at a restaurant when you walk in, but it helps. Right. Yep.
So that update, I think we should do more of these. I think we should go back and look at some of these lists and update things that have changed. Because I think that it's interesting how our opinions evolve, because they clearly do. But guys, thank you so much. And it's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. And tomorrow's just a list away.
Tune in next time, and we'll see you real soon.